Hello there, welcome back. In this video, you need another memory piece. This is item 44. So if you have this ready to go, if you watch the assembly video, I showed you how to prep this and get it ready for your notebook. So let's take a look. This is another family photo, and this is obviously a family photo of triangles. So these are all the members of the triangle family, and we're going to look at them in a little bit more detail. So I'm going to call this page trigonometry. I want you to know this word. I didn't make it a flashcard, but trig, o, nom, et, re. Trigonometry. And that is, in everyday language, the study of triangles. When I was in school, college, I took a whole semester of trigonometry. 6 months of trigonometry. All we did was study triangles. And I loved it. It was so much fun. So we are looking at a much shorter version of what I learned in that class, but very useful information. So let's take a look at this first member of the triangle family, and that's this green one. And let's study here what they have told me without giving me any words. What are they telling me about this triangle? That it is irregular and that none of its sides are equal. We have 3 sides that are all different. So that tells me that this is a scalene triangle. I can look at that picture and tell you this is a scalene triangle. It has no equal sides. And that tells me something else, that it has no equal angles. Nothing about it matches up. It does, however, have 3 sides. That makes it a triangle. And I can tell you that it would have 180 degrees because every triangle has that. And let me just show you what I mean by that. Let's say this angle is obtuse. It's just a little bit more than 90. Let's say that this guy is 100 degrees. And this guy is 30 degrees. And this guy is 50 degrees. I'm just guessing. But you see how those 150 and 30 add up to 180. That makes the triangle. They don't match each other. It's an irregular triangle, but it is a triangle because of that 180 degrees. If you want to get the height of this guy, you're going to need to get it right here. Remember, we don't measure height on a slant. So we want to take the peak of the triangle down to the base, and that would give us the height. I'm having difficulty today writing. This is your height, and this is the base of this particular triangle. And these would just be called sides. Okay, that's a scalene. Let's go down the page this time. All right, so what in the world is this thing telling me? This is telling me that this side and this side are equal. So that means that this angle and this angle are also equal. The base is this dimension here. It is not the same as the sides. These are called base angles that I've colored in there. This is called the vertex angle. Up here. This triangle is called an isosceles triangle. So let's see what characteristics it has. It has two equal sides, so it's still irregular. That base is different, so it's not regular. It has two equal angles, and those will be the base angles. Sorry, I'm writing that word twice. Two equal base angles. And what else was I going to tell you? Oh, duh. Angles total, how much? 180 degrees. To get into the triangle family, you have to have 180 degrees. So, for example, this might be 100 degrees, and these would each be 40 degrees. That makes 180. And I'm just making up numbers. I would need a protractor to tell you for sure. But it adds up to 180. The base angles are equal. That is an isosceles triangle. To measure its height, you want to go right down this way. Let me not right through there. Height always needs to be a 90-degree measurement, 90-degree angle, perpendicular to the base. So here's the height, and we've labeled the base and the sides. That is an isosceles triangle. Compare that one to the scalene. Okay, finally, what is this picture saying to me? That all sides are equal. This is a regular triangle. So it is automatically, if it's regular, it is an equa, which means all the same. Lateral is side. It is an equilateral triangle. Which means it has three equal sides. Which means it has three equal angles. And its angles add up to 180 degrees. So there's only one measurement that these can be. This is a 60 degree, a 60 degree, and a 60 degree. 60, 60, and 60, 180 degrees, equilateral triangle. Okay, let's meet three more of the triangle family, and we will be finished with these. This one. Doesn't tell me much about the sides. I can eyeball it and tell you that I think they're probably not equal. Actually, they might be. It looks like this one and this one might be equal, but it doesn't matter. What I'm focusing on are those angles. And those are all acute angles. This is an acute angle. This is an acute angle. And this is an acute angle. Maybe this one is 80. And this one is 80. And this one is 40. Something like that. I'm just guessing. I don't know. But this, with all of the acute angles, this is an acute triangle. It's also isosceles because it has two equal angles. But we're only looking at the type of angles in this one. So acute triangle, all angles are less than 90. But they all have to total how much? 180 degrees. Okay, that's an acute triangle. This fella, let's study this. This one has what kind of angle? A right angle. This angle is 90 degrees. So that makes this a right triangle. A right triangle has one 90-degree angle. Exactly 90 degrees. Not 90.1 or 89.1 or anything like that. It has to be smack on 90. And then it will have two acute angles. So perhaps this one is 60 degrees and this one is 30 degrees. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But there are some things about a right triangle. First of all, let's say that the angles total 180. But I also want to give you some vocabulary here. The right angle is right there at that vertex. If you look across from that right angle, so you look this way, this line is called the hypotenuse. And that's going to become important in the next lesson. That is the hypotenuse. That is always considered side C. It's across from the right angle. Then this is called a leg. We don't call it a side, we call it a leg. And I like to call this one A and this one B, but you can certainly flip that around. You can make either one of them A or either one of them B. But C has to be the hypotenuse. So when you talk about a right triangle, you have to know about the hypotenuse, which we will call C, and the legs of the right triangle are A and B. The legs are hooked on to that 90-degree angle. The legs make the 90 degrees. The hypotenuse is the side across from that. Okay, last but not least, this guy looks like he's leaning back in a recliner. You've got this very wide, obtuse angle right here. So this angle is obtuse. And let's guess maybe 110 degrees, or let's say 120. And then these would be 30 and 30. So it has one obtuse and two acute angles. This is called an obtuse triangle. You see how important vocabulary is. Obtuse triangle. It has one obtuse angle, and two acute angles. But the angles total, how much? Got it, 180 degrees. So what is the thing that the triangle family has in common? What is the one thing that shows up in every single one of these descriptions? They have three sides, they have three angles, and their angles total 180 degrees. So in the triangle DNA, there are three sides, three angles, and they total 180 degrees. So you have now met the triangle family in detail. Let's close up our doors. You can go ahead and glue this thing down if you haven't already. I'll show you how. Just bear with me. You want to turn it over face down. Put your glue on the back of the pictures. Glue on the back. Stick it down and then close your doors. And here are the labels for your doors. This first one is called a scalene triangle. Isosceles. And equilateral. And then on the angle side of things, you have acute, right, and obtuse. And those are the types of triangles. We could even, if you want to put that up here, types of triangles. Because trigonometry goes well beyond the types. But this is where you start. You start by learning the types and the names of your triangle family. In the next video, we will look at a little bit more about triangles, but I wanted to give you this one in the introduction and let you think on this for a while before I throw this next concept at you. But I'll see you soon for that one, and I hope you have a really good day. Bye-bye.